Warm welcome to our viewers from around the world to the studio here at Hadiqatul Mahdi. Life is full of journeys, and these journeys take us to different places. But the most important journey is the journey from darkness into light. The journey from where one is taken and Allah cleanses the heart of one and fills it with the light and peace of Islam. At the moment, we're joined by some of the many people who have accepted Islam, Ahmadiyyat, and we're going to talk to them about their experiences of coming into this blessed fold. Amr Sab, we'll start with you. Amr Sab, you're from Trinidad in origin. Tell us about how you came into contact with this community.
Assalamu alaikum. My journey began, like many others, with reading the scriptures of the promised Messiah, Salatu Wasalam. I was amazed by his writings. The language he spoke, the calmness you could sense in the text that he spoke with. And one thing you find with his scriptures is the way he portrayed Islam, not just the community he was trying to build, but it was Islam that he was trying to rebuild. And we all know that he was the promised Messiah. We all know that he was the promised reformer. He was the reformer of Islam at that time, with all the darkness around the world. And you find that, and I found particularly, that it filled me with inner peace, I have to say. You know, I was searching for something, and it carried on through there. You look at how MTA has grown. The Q&A sessions of the fourth Khalifa were truly, truly amazing. You know, you could sit there, watch that, even now, and it was so long ago, and you'd be in awe at the words he was speaking. He would take a simple question and explain it in such length, such simplicity, that even a small child would be able to understand that.
You were already a Muslim. What was it that why was your heart not at peace? What was it that you couldn't find in mainstream Islam that you found in the Ahmadiyya Jamaat?
It's the way Islam is portrayed in some sects. It doesn't, for me personally, my heart, it's just my heart. It was just not, it wasn't at peace with my religion. I was searching again for something else. And I'll be honest, I wasn't a practicing Muslim. I was born Muslim, but I wasn't a practicing Muslim. But I feel so thankful to God Almighty that He gave me the opportunity to see the light, to see that there is something for me in this world, that I can practice my faith, I can have friends, I can have a community where I can go to and explain anything, have a good times and learn beautiful things. And from that, I found the Ahmadiyya Muslim community to be exactly what I needed in my life, and the changes it's made has been, alhamdulillah, absolutely amazing.
Mustafa Sahib, you're Albanian in origin and from Germany. Can you tell us about your journey into this fold?
Yes, alhamdulillah, Allah gave me the possibility to join the Jamaat more than 10 years ago. And it was similar like the journey of the brother. I was living in a very remote area in the Black Forest of Germany. There were no other Muslims, and there were very few possibilities to do anything in your free time. And I used to study myself about religions, and Islam being a Muslim, but also other religions. And by chance, alhamdulillah, I got this book, Philosophy of Teachings of Islam of Hazrat Masih Maud. And I didn't have contact to the Jamaat that time. And after reading this book, I knew that this is the truth. But I did not accept, I did not join the Jamaat. I just ordered more and more books from Hazrat Masih Maud, from the Khulafa. And then I continued reading and reading for months. And then, you know, I saw that there was a fight in me going on. Even I had recognized somehow it is the truth. There was a fight, accept or not accept. And I thought if I don't make a clear step, then maybe the bad side, what I call, will take over, and I will hide the truth somehow in myself. So one time during namaz, during making the prayer, then I said to Allah, oh Allah, I accept that He is the promised Messiah. And until that time I had read a couple of books, and still that time I did not join the Jamaat. I was just living on my own, in this village, and yes, alhamdulillah.
And we know that there's the literature of the Jamaat, but this is God's Jamaat, and it's God's task Himself to guide people to this Jamaat. So we know that people read books, but also people are directly guided from Allah the Almighty. Simon Sahib, you had the experience of this yourself. Can you tell the viewers about what you saw and what you experienced? What enabled you to come to this fold?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Allah gave me a big sign. I have a dream from the promised Messiah, And in this dream, the Messiah repeat again, I am the promised Messiah, I am the promised Messiah. And I was not, this is true or not, my heart was, and yeah, I feel this is the truth. Allah give me in my heart peaceful, and I see the people here, this is, all people is lovely, peaceful, and this is the truth. And Allah give me the big signs and then make bed on the last year on November.
So that dream was enough, or did you have to carry on reading books?
Before I read not books, a brother said to me, make dua by Allah, and I make this. And on the same night, I have this dream from the promised Messiah, and then this is the truth. This is the prophet from Allah.
And had you seen a picture of the promised Messiah before or anything?
I see not, and I was not the name, and after this dream, I was his name, and see this picture, and then this is the true prophet from Allah.
Okay, so you hadn't seen the promised Messiah before, alayhi salam, and then you saw him in the dream. When you finally saw his picture, what came across your heart?
Oh, so peaceful. This was a feeling I cannot say. This is, yeah, this is the truth.
I think your expressions explain everything.
Yeah. And
we're going to take a short break now.
आग है पर आग से वो सब बचाए जाएंगे जो के रखते हैं खुदाए जुल अजायब से प्यार इस्लाम 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 अहमदियत 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 इस्लाम अहमदियत इस्लाम अहमदियत इस्लाम अहमदियत इस्लाम अहमदियत बाकी सभी फसाने जिंदा यही हकीकत जिंदा यही हकीकत इस्लाम अहमदियत इस्लाम अहमदियत 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 जिंदाबाद.
This message, love for all, hatred for none, is a universal message. A message that needs to be moved out beyond the Ahmadiyya community into the wider public.
The message you have on that wall, love for all and hatred for none, has become more important than ever before in this fractured world.
I admire your community, your creed, love for all, hatred for none. And I admire your leadership in this difficult world that we live in.
Love for all, hatred for none.
Love for all and hatred for none.
Love for all, hatred for none.
Ahmadiyyat zindabad.
Welcome back. The promised Messiah alayhi salam was given the prophecy Ya'tika min kulli fajjin amiq, that people will come to you from every distant track, and we see so many people from different races and backgrounds coming into the fold of the Jamaat. Now in the studio we have more guests, mainly from the United States. Let's start with you, Rashid Sahib. Tell us about your journey into Ahmadiyyat.
My journey to Islam and to Ahmadiyyat in general started, you could say, I
I'd been raised as a Christian. However, it never appealed to me, and I kind of turned away from it because it didn't really make sense to me. There was too much mythology to Christian theology. Things didn't seem real. It didn't seem I wasn't able to differentiate from religion and the fairy tales that I was taught as a child. And so eventually I turned away from religion altogether, and I considered myself an atheist at a young age. Then later on in life, I went through some difficult times, and I started to look to religion again for some guidance. And I started to interpret things for myself. And about that time, I came across Islam, and it appealed to me for its universal appeal, the belief in that all of all religions is part of itself, and also the equality of all people. And I began going to looking for a mosque to go to learn more, and I came to the Ahmadiyya mosque, who responded to me. And there I started learning about the Ahmadiyya beliefs in Jesus, and it really had a huge impact on me, because this was for the first time where I was seeing the life of Jesus in a way that I could accept. His life was being explained rationally, that it wasn't all these fantastic miracles that are beyond what could really happen in real life, but his life was being explained in a way that I could believe. And so for the first time I was able to really believe in Jesus.
Muhammad Bashir Sahib, you have been an Ahmadi for 41 years. What has time and experience told you about this Jamaat?
Well, I found that I found a good brotherhood among so many different ethnicities, true brotherhood, and that's exactly what I was searching for when I was looking around. I looked at a lot of different religions and philosophies, Hinduism, Buddhism, and some African tribal religions. And so I happened to have a friend who was born in Ahmadi. His family had converted to Ahmadiyyat in the 50s, and I used to always see him going to the mosque and quiz my mind, what is this thing, this mosque? So I found Ahmadiyyat, and my wife was Jewish, and she also accepted Ahmadiyyat, and we've been married 41 years as well, and have raised 7 children, all in Jamaat Ahmadiyya, and all are very active in the mosque. So alhamdulillah,
Abdul Sami Sahib, you've had the chance to go to different countries and see different Jamaats and meet Ahmadis. What feeling do you feel when you come to meet different Ahmadis from around the world?
Well, brotherhood, love, brotherhood, hospitality. It's really beautiful. I mean, I've never seen the likes of this type of brotherhood anywhere. And
what specifically about the time of Jalsa? What do you feel at the time of Jalsa?
The time of Jalsa, it's like a homecoming. I see people that I haven't seen for a while. It's like a family. It's like a family gathering. Yeah.
And what did you personally experience when you came into Ahmadiyyat? Tell us about that inner feeling that you felt the day that you converted into Islam Ahmadiyyat.
I felt like I belonged. When I first Jalsa was in 1972, I just felt so much at home. Everybody's greeting, assalamu alaikum, and there was so much love and just acceptance, and it was just a beautiful thing. I mean, I've never experienced that before, and yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Move on to our guest from Germany. Your brother Hamad Sahib has been an Ahmadi for some time, and then later on you converted into Ahmadiyyat.
That's right.
Tell us what made you convert into Islam Ahmadiyyat, and what has Islam Ahmadiyyat given to you?
Very briefly I came to the Jalsa UK 3 years ago, and this event is basically enough to change a heart if Allah Ta'ala wills. So I came here and I did not believe into God, or was just living the Western lifestyle of a student here. And I thought it is important to know the people my brother is connected with, and I wanted to know what Islam is about, but basically not for myself. I just wanted to know why my brother is going this way. So I came here, and after this weekend it was completely clear that God exists and that this is the Jamaat of God. And of course, if you start believing in this, then your whole life changes, especially if you grow up in the Western world. I mean, you have so many habits which are not in line with the Islamic teaching. So basically everything changes, but if you want to put it in a nutshell, it's before it's a life struggling somewhere without any guidance, and now we have Khilafat and we can try to follow Khilafat.
Have any of you experienced anything that you'd like to share with the viewers in terms of your journey into Ahmadiyyat? How about the fact that when you first met the Khalifa, the Imam of the Jamaat, Rashid Saab?
Yeah, I first met Khalifa Rabi in 1992 in Toronto. So it was a very exciting time, you know, meeting the Khalifa for the first time, and you know, it had a very big impact on me, and it was a very spiritually uplifting occasion.
How do you feel Islam Ahmadiyyat has changed your inner peace, your peace of mind, peace of heart? How has that changed since the time before and after you accepted the Jamaat?
It's completely changed my life. I mean, I was lost, misguided before. I had no direction in my life. I had no idea what the purpose of my life was. But now my life has, you know, become Ahmadiyyat. That it gives me the focus. It gives me the direction in life. You know, the path that I want to try to achieve.
Abdul Rashid Saab, why is it important to accept the Imam of the age?
If you want to have peace, calm, and tranquility in your life, that's the reason why. Alhamdulillah, fortunately, I was blessed to meet the third Khalifa. When I first saw him, he appeared like a bright light. Not only was he wearing all white, but his face also glowed as well. And the philosophy of teachings of Islam by the Prophet Messiah is what was really the convincing tool. If you read this book, and if your heart is pure, there's no way you can turn away from this Jamaat at all.
You've been an Ahmadi for some time, and you've had children who are also Ahmadi. How has Ahmadiyyat helped in the upbringing of your children and your future generations?
Tremendously, because in the society in America, you know, so many vices and distractions. But alhamdulillah, all through high school, my daughters wearing hijab, even though nobody else was doing this, but they were never shy with doing it. They wanted to go to these high school functions and that. Yes, they went with their brothers because we didn't allow them to date and intermingle in the society in that respect. So they've all grown up with very good morals. Alhamdulillah, no headaches, no problems. Now all have finished the universities, have degrees, arranged marriages, alhamdulillah, intermingled with Pakistan and Italian. So alhamdulillah, very nice family. And
there are some people who casually come into contact with the Jamaat and just are on the fence, not very sure. Is it safe to remain on the fence? What do you think, Rashid Sahib?
If you want to be under the protection of the Ark of the Promised Messiah, then you have to make the jump. You have to make the dedication. We are very blessed to have the institution of Khilafat, and we see signs unfolding before us, you know, day by day. Just coming here in Jalsa Salana, UK, I've seen things that I never imagined before. Seeing, you know, these signs of the Promised Messiah unfold and come true. And if you don't join, you don't get those blessings. You don't see those same signs.
We also have another guest from the Netherlands. Welcome to the studio, and tell us a bit more about your journey into Islam.
Yes, I'm Moomin, yes, from Holland. Yes, I was also living the Western style of life without a religion, actually. So I was just roaming around. And that made me quite depressive, because I wanted to have some answers on my questions, on the questions of the life. And they were not available anywhere. So I was really becoming more and more depressive because of this. And so one day I decided maybe I should pray, but I didn't know how to pray. So I started sitting in a kind of Buddha style. I was not praying to Buddha, but I was sitting in that manner. on one afternoon. And this was actually my first prayer, and I asked, okay, if there is something, if you are God or something else, then please let me know and show me the way. And I was praying for this maybe for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And it was quite intense, and it was true from my heart. And so because it was so intense, I decided that I should take a walk. And I walked in my small village in Holland, really a small village. And I take a walk, and there I met one Moroccan convert to Ahmadiyyat also. And yeah, we start talking, but I was really not seeing this as a sign of God. Now I'm seeing this, I know this was God, the hand of God, alhamdulillah. But on that time I was not seeing that, because I was just feeling that I have to talk about religion. And he was a Moroccan, of course he liked to talk about religion, because all the Islamic people do in general. So it was not that, oh, this is a sign of God, because the chance was very big that I met a Muslim. But alhamdulillah, from that day the journey started, that I raised a lot of questions, and this person is Ibrahim Ikhlaf, alhamdulillah, that I met him, because he got so much knowledge, and all the questions were answered in a very good manner. Yes, so...
So you yourself were searching for God.
Yeah.
You finally found him in this Jamaat.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Tell us about how your relationship is. What's the relationship like now that you have with Allah the Almighty?
But yes, this is a difficult questions, but it is a very lovely relationship, of course. The most important thing is that everything becomes clear with the Holy Quran, and you know what is your track, and what is your track to have a heavenly life. And sometimes you are a little bit off the track, and sometimes you are more on the track, but at least you know where is the track, and this is giving you a feeling of very much safety. And yes, you are seeing that God is, Allah is listening to the prayers, and yes, all of this.
Many people in the West may say that you're out of your mind going into Islam, restrictions and so and so. What does Islam give you through these restrictions, or what has it freed you from?
Well, it gives you it gives you direction. It gives you direction. Of course, I think we all have shortcomings, but it gives you something to strive for, some spiritual direction. Now, I'd like to make a comment now. Over here in London, because we just recently had the Olympics, you see, and you say, wow, these people can do all these fantastic things physically, and you know, they're blessed with certain things. But on the other hand, I look at the Prophet's side, of course, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they were Olympians. They were spiritual Olympians. That's what they were. I mean, there's certain exercises that you have to do, prayers and fasting and you know, good deeds and all of the things that are in the Holy Quran. If you can do those exercises, you can reach that spiritual, you can reach some high spiritual heights. I mean,
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, if we neglect our physical bodies, we see the consequences.
Yeah,
If you neglect your spiritual body, the same thing happens.
The same thing happens. And if you can do those things spiritually, you see the results. I mean, you look at you know, the results is peace. That's one of the results. That's the main result.
Abdul Rashid Saab, any concluding remarks? If someone's thinking, why, what would you say to a person who is thinking, should I not, about this Jamaat?
I would say pray. Ask Allah for guidance, because ultimately it's Allah that guides us to the truth, and He will guide you to what is right. So the way to come to the decision is to ask God Himself, please guide me, and make those prayers, and inshallah God will guide you to the truth.
So we hope you've enjoyed this studio discussion with a few people who have come into the fold of Islam Ahmadiyyat, a few people whose lives have changed, they've metamorphosized, they've come from an age of darkness into an age of light. This is an experience that few of us can experience, but we hope that all of us, we Ahmadis from before or new coming Ahmadis, always remain steadfast to the fold of Islam, Ahmadiyyat and Khilafat. Let's go to a short break.